the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Spirit. Brother Pastor said we sound up cold this morning. So we kind of like, we kind of out of it this morning. I mean, go down. So if we invite the Holy Spirit in, invite the Holy Spirit in, tell him to come on in, you might feel better. Because everything is led by the Spirit. I'm inviting you, and I want to feel good. Holy Spirit,
still good. Full of grace and full of mercy and full of kindness. Amen. I was just thinking about that lady back there. She walked in. Lord is surely good. Full of grace, full of mercy and kindness, and allow us again to be in the house of prayer. Amen. It makes me feel good when little children remember me. I remember when that little girl in the back there, she come to church, she wouldn't even look at me. She don't know what I'm talking about yet. But last time I saw her out, she ran to me like she knew me. I call her my little girl. Let me tell you something about little children. They can sense your spirit, folks. Listen, you ain't fooling me. Little children know when you're right. And they know when you're wrong. You can't fool little children. You know, mom might say, go give her a hug. No. They sense your bad spirit. So it's always good to have a good spirit. Always we solicit your prayers that you would pray with us and for us. The Lord will use us for His honor and for His glory. Got some questions today, and hopefully in the process of preaching, I'll ask you a question. And even if you're not real with me, you gotta be real with you. Nobody know you like you know you. Now you know Jesus know you. And here's what Jesus says in that 7th chapter of Matthew. I'm just going to read verse 21. And here's what he says. He says, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only those who does the will of our Father who is in heaven. I want to talk about your profession is not always your possession. In other words, you ain't got what you say you got a lot of times. Jesus. You could be what I call the great pretender. Now, before I get there, let me talk to you for a few minutes because when I was a young boy, I met him. I wasn't a teenager. I lived with my grandfather. And my grandfather had a bald head. It was natural. He was naturally bald. I'm bald because I cut mine off. But when I was a young boy, living with my granddaddy, I hate a bald head. I couldn't stand a bald head. And little boy, I say to myself, a little boy, I don't want to be like my granddaddy. With a big bald head. And I was looking in the mirror this morning. And I saw granddaddy. Now, let me just drop this on you. When we were going to school, we was young. All boys, we wanted waves in our hair. We comb that thing and brush that thing until we get those waves in it. Now, if you had waves, that was considered good hair. You can get the waves, you had nappy hair, that's what we call it back then. And then, after that, blossom into afro. Everybody had afro. And after the afros, we went back to our natural look. You know, waves. Now, if you couldn't get no waves, you ain't had it going on. You understand me? And after the waves went out, bald head came in. I'm saying to myself, now I wasn't old then, so anybody can have a bald head, or you just cut it all off. And I heard my daughter say one time, be Marcus, she said, I like a man with a bald head. So I just assumed that a lot of y'all women like men with bald heads. Bald heads is the style. And so I'm bald head, but I ain't never liked no bald head. And so yesterday I went to the bar, and you know what, a half bald already anyway. I said, man, go ahead and cut it all off. I figure y'all look at me a little funny, but that's what happened. Anyway, I ain't no pretender. I ain't a great pretender. Some folks are great pretenders. But then there's other folks who profess to have something.
Come on, Sam. Come on.
that you don't have.
All right.
What does a child of God look like to you? Huh? I've come to learn, man, people can act real good.
All right.
Everybody sitting by you ain't no Christian now. They can act it though. And they look like it and they talk like it too. Well, people don't like when you come on their street. But when I get to your street, that's all right. You know, some folks dress it.
Come on, Sam. Come on. Come on, Red.
Look at these people here. I watch things. And I see people, you know, they wear them long dresses, you know. And things all over the head. It looks like a Christian to me. But I meet them in Walmart and they won't speak. I'm trying to figure out if something that I ain't smelling right. Or, you know, why you discriminate? You got a lot of discriminating Christians. Do you define Christmas by how they smell? Now, I know some of you women here smell so good today. Smell so great, but mean as a rattlesnake. But you smell good and you look good. Then you find some, you know, they have the voice. They got the voice. You know, you talk so sweet. And behind the talk, don't fool yourself. Talk and fool you.
Come on now. Preach it. Come on.
How many of you folks in here done told a sweet lie? You know I love you. Come on now. I love you. Talk. Well, talk don't mean nothing. It's how you treat that matters. Well, we fall for the sweet talk, don't we? Well, listen. Perception is not always a reality. Let me talk a few minutes here. I got a friend of mine. I won't call his name. But you will know who it is when I start talking about him. If you didn't know him, you would thought he was Martin Luther King.
All right.
He good. I say, man, I don't fool that stuff. He said, come on, Sam, come go with me. I went down to Bamberg with that Negro. He got up on that stage, he had a robe on like Martin.
All right.
And when he got finished preaching, I said, doggone, boy, you good. People standing all up, standing ovation. Wasn't none of his words. He acted it. And folks started calling him Little Martin. Well, I'm sure how people can be sometimes. I met a guy in Bells some years ago. He was dyslexic. In other words, he couldn't read right now. And I said, man, you are good. I want to hear him preach. He impressed me because he didn't come up to the pulpit with no book.
All right.
Memorized. Got up there with a towel. Those on the thing there, quote the scripture, and went on to town.
All right.
I said, man, you a tough man. I said, you must study all the time. He said, no, sir, I don't know how to study. He said, I'm dyslexic. Other words, I can look at a sermon, read it, and quote it verbatim. Not only quote it, but preach it. Now listen, folks, you got a lot of folks like that.
Amen. Amen.
You got a lot of folks like that. Everybody who preach like a doctor ain't no doctor.
Come on. All right.
Listen here, I ain't making this stuff. See, one thing about reality, if I see it, I believe it. Now, I ain't just talking to be talking, I'm talking about experience. Had a fellow came here and preached. He had a doctoral degree up here, and he was reading a sermon. And I peeped a little bit, and he couldn't even pronounce the words.
All right.
I'm saying to myself, boy, you a hell of a doctor. Because you're a doctor and can't read. See, you can go anywhere and get a degree now. Everybody doctor. I'm saying to myself now, man, you mess me up with that because, what is a doctor? How do you define a doctor? Is it how he performs? But listen here, everybody wants to be a doctor. Man, I'm a doctor now. Really? You claim to be a doctor, but are you a doctor? Well, okay, let me move on. I ain't gonna be long here. I go back to experiences. We had a fellow on Mill Street. All right, some fellow back there live on Mill Street. Fellow came over on Mill Street and he was supposed to be a bad man. Big fella too, boy. Everybody was scared of him. He was a bully. He was bad. And so one day we was over there, little boys, and we was at Kaya, little club.
All right now.
And I believe it was them Bradley boys on. Oh, big man just picking on him, He said to him, man, leave me alone. I ain't bothering you. Big man, I'll power drive you. I remember that thing. I'll power drive you from one end of this road to the other. Little fella walking off from, man, I ain't bothering you. Leave me alone. Oh, no, come on back here. Don't walk off of me. Little fella stuck his hand in his pocket.
All right.
Let him keep on talking. He got his hand on a hot blade. Any of y'all know what a hot blade is? It's a knife. It's a hot blade. He reached in his pocket, got that hot blade, and before the big man could get another word out, he slapped him in the jaw. Power. I've never seen a big man holler so loud. Look at here, it was too late. Mr. Bully, it was too late. Because little Dick was behind him then. He took off and started running. And look at here. I ain't never seen a man so big and big, a little man don't kill him. Don't kill me, man, please. And look at here. That big man outrunning. See, everybody who possessed to be bad, because you got something in here.
All right.
who profess to be bad ain't bad. You think you bad, but you ain't all that bad. Okay, let me get closer. See, people wants to impress. Okay? A lot of people that's trying to impress don't have it. Now listen, let's be real. Whatever you do as a profession is all right. You don't have to pretend you're something that you're not. Now listen, there's nothing wrong with your job profession. We don't have to impress nobody with what you want them to think you do. Are you with me? Now, just because you work at a school, you ain't no teacher. Listen, you can work at a school in the lunchroom, whatever your job is. But you don't have to try to pretend that you're a teacher. You know, people want you to think that they're above because it has a tendency to impress folks. Well, listen, this fella, he wrote the song, The Great Pretender. Any of y'all ever? Some of y'all folk old enough to know what I'm talking. He said, oh, I'm the great pretender. Pretending to be something that I'm not. Now, let me get close home to some of y'all. See, some of y'all are great pretenders too. You don't find them out until you. All right, let me get home. See, y'all watch TV, and this lady, you know, she got with this fella. Oh my. He whined her and he dined her. And listen here, anytime you whine and dine, you make an impression. When he told her family, oh, Mama, Daddy, I met a man. I want to marry him. Well, Mama, Daddy said, well, let us meet him. And all this whining and dining, let us meet him. All right. And he met him, you know, and Daddy said, well, seems like a nice fella, but I ain't that impressed with him. And you know how some of y'all women are. Well, Mama, I love him, I want to get married. Forget what did he? Marry the fool. Oh, you're quiet here. It ain't hard to get messed up with your heart. Because, see, the heart don't know the difference between a pretender and a real thing. And so the pretender comes with all the whistles and the bells. Okay, what you try to tell them, then they ain't handed. You know, because they ain't love. I ain't just talking about women, men too. Look at here, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to mess a man hard up. Look here, women kill men too. Men kill women too. Why? Because, you know, in the outset, you know, it comes to a point where, now look at here, baby, don't fool me now. Look at here, don't fool me now. You say you love me, don't fool me. I'm jealous. You know, that go both ways now. Don't fool me now. You say you love me. Then all of a sudden, 6 months down the road, you flip the script. And you start acting a fool. Well, that could be a dangerous situation, you know, because if you mess somebody up too bad, you ask for the graveyard. Well, you see, that's what happens. See, let me. I'm getting home in a minute. Look here. You know what a clown is? Sometimes folks hide behind a mask because they're a clown. Look at there was a story back some while ago. This fella, he played the role of Bozo, the clown. And what he was doing was get all the little boys together and entertain them. But when he got them to go to his house, he started killing them. Lord have mercy right there, because a whole lot of you wearing a mask. You ain't what you present. So here I'm finished. But look at here. You can't judge nobody but you. But look at here. You got to be careful about how Sister Sue shout all the time. Look at here. I wonder how much you love God when you get home. You see, some folks, sometimes we in the church, we ain't doing entertaining. Because people got their eyes on you and they're looking at what you do. Man, you shout at the drop of a hat. You praise God, you throw your hand in the air, your wig fly off your head, and all kind of things. But when you get home, you're as mean as a rattlesnake. And so people go to church. Look at here, the devil. I'm about finished. The devil go to church every Sunday. Look at here. You don't know him. You don't know him how you see him. But you know how they act. You see, because you can't have love unless you got Christ. You can't know how to treat other folks until you've been real with God. You see, look at here. Man, look at here. I keep going back to this one situation here because that little lady shot me. She sat right there at Della City. Boy, I like that thing because I keep going back to that little woman. Came from New York City and got up and testified. Y'all heard it before. I'm going to tell you again. You look at her strange because she got up and started telling folks how good the Lord been to her. She wasn't pretending a thing. She ain't held nothing back. Boy, when she got that part, but she was a whore. You looked at her real strange because some folks are ashamed of their testimony. Look at here. If you can't tell the world, am I by myself here? If you can't tell the world where the Lord brought you from, folks tell me sometimes, you talk too much, you tell folks too much. Look at here, I'm not ashamed. I say I'm not ashamed because when I look back over my life and realize where the Lord brought me from, I like to tell the world that a wretch undone, unfit to live and ashamed to die, but God. And when God pick you up, look at here, you can tell the devil to go to hell. Look at here. I ain't got time to pretend to nobody. Well, let me finish here and I'm through. Jesus made the statement here. You see, because Jesus knew in his day there was a whole lot of clowns. There's a whole lot of pretenders. And here's what he said, I'm through. He said, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord. You got a lot of that. I love the Lord. How you treat your brother and your sister. I love the Lord. He heard me cry, but you treat everybody like dirt. I love the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. It's not everybody that call me Lord shall enter into the kingdom. Now, but those who do the will. Because when you do the will of God, sometimes you got... I'm ready to drop all out. Lord is good. Listen, here's a good thing about it. Because it's so good, you don't have to be a phony. Be you. That don't mean you perfect. Be you. Because listen, all of us got some work to do. On self. You see? So look here. I ain't trying to pretend nothing. Well, you go to school and all this was talking now. I don't respect all these little hokey pokey schools. They don't qualify. See, you can buy a degree.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
I ain't call no names, but you could have them $500 and you leave with a doctorate. Because it's so impressive. Listen to me now. Everybody who submit these resumes,
Come on now. Tell them that.
all of it true. Now if you say I'm a doctor, and you go to them big old churches, so-called big churches, they want to see where you got your credentials from. Reputable school or some hokey doke school. And listen, fool, anybody can put that on their name.
All right.
Dr. Saab, I said, I ain't no doctor, brother. Doctor. Well, that's just a nickname. All right. That's just a word people use now. Hello, doctor. Some of them want to be called doctor. As if they got qualifications to be a doctor. Now listen, I'm through. I'll just keep talking, but your behavior.
All right.
Speak for itself.
That's right.
You hear me?
That's right.
Your behavior speaks for itself. Now, if you got a doctor and you're arrogant, something wrong with your doctor. Now, nobody can't preach at your church unless they got a doctor or a degree. Some bull. And folks are impressed. Especially when you don't know no better.
All right.
People done been fooled so much by that thing. Yeah, our pastors, doctors, I'll say who? Doctor, all these folks are doctors now. Can't preach till we had a paper sack. But doctors. Listen, folks, you even know by in the audience sometimes. A homemade sermon. Preach right.
All right.
You think it's dumb.
All right.
You think it's dumb. Because you know, it's just the way it is. That's the kind of world we live in now. You know what I'm saying? I understand it, folks. Listen, I understand it. When I come at you, I'm coming straight from the heart. You ain't gotta like it. You ain't gotta like it. See, look here. I don't let no preacher, no doctor define how I preach. Look here. Let me tell you something. I'm through with talking. When we went to school, they call it 3-point sermon. In other words, subject, body. 3 points. 1, 2, 3. That's school. And you know, I tried that. Didn't fit me. You understand? You restraining me by going by the book. Now I have a word for that book. I can't tell you what it is, but I had a word for it. I think you ought to preach naturally. I'm not crazy about preaching for strangers. Because I preach to you. I consider you my flock. My preaching is like talking to you. I know sometimes my preaching you don't like because it come down your road. Well, if you don't like it, change your behavior. You know, don't think I ain't had it done. Oh, I done had it. And Sam, you was talking about me. I said, really? Did I call your name? Now, if I ain't call your name, throwing hints, did I call your name? If the word of God don't make you think about you, it ain't Sam. It ain't me. Listen, nobody tells you the truth unless they love you. Now look at here. Let me talk here. I used to love to lie. Listen, you laughing, but you probably did too. Look at here. People will lie before they tell the truth if they'll get caught in a trap. I know I ain't by myself. So, you know, I'm telling you the truth. I used to love to lie. I used to see if I could beat her lie. That I know she's a liar. I see that I beat her lying. Now look here, don't fool yourself. You done been in a situation like that too. And none of y'all gonna lie honest. Because if you get caught wrong, you're gonna lie. Most of them. But when you find God, you want to please God. If you're going to be straight with God, you got to be straight with folks. How you going to be straight with God and you ain't straight with folks? This ain't no entertainment center. I ain't come here to make you laugh, entertain you, no. If I can't help you grow spiritually, I'm wasting time.
Amen.
I'm finished.
Amen.
I'm finished. Understand?